Hi guys and welcome back to Crypto Chester. My name is Chester and today I'm here to give you a BTC, a Bitcoin update. First things first, I'm going to be starting off with Bitcoin on the short term, then the midterm, and then the long term. Once I'm done with Bitcoin here, I'm going to be touching on the Bitcoin dominance and also the fear and greed index as well. So starting off with Bitcoin here on the short term. Last time we spoke this morning on this morning's stream, we were sat at around this sort of 34,700 sort of zone. We've had a pretty boring day, I must say, in terms of in Bitcoin land at the moment. It's been pretty bad. It was just like yesterday in the daytime. We just literally went sideways all day. When we went to sleep here in England, it just absolutely pumped. And we're having the same sort of scenario play out today, right? The same sort of scenario playing out today, just sideways crap, really. Not a lot going on. We are above all major moving averages near enough. We did lose this 10 simple here coming through. And as you can see, we do have this yellow line coming through here, and that is actually a bearish divergence referencing from the RSI as well. And that's what I said this morning. We're looking like we are going to see a bit of progression to the downside, right? And we have seen that, right? We did actually see us come up significantly all the way up to around this 35k zone, and then we dropped around $500 from there, leveling us out dead on that 55 moving average, sitting at around that $34,418. From there, we have actually found a nice level of support, which is looking pretty good, I must say. I would expect us to go a little bit lower with this divergence playing out here, this bearish divergence playing out here on the RSI on the short term for Bitcoin. I expect us to come down a little bit lower, at least to this 200 EMA coming through here. And also we do have this downward sloping resistance line coming through here, part of this symmetrical triangle coming through here on the hourly, which I was expecting a nice little bounce from, potentially a long position which we could be thinking about, and then we would be longing it back up to the top side of this ascending triangle coming through. If you guys can see that there, we have an ascending triangle playing out like so as well. So I would be potentially looking for a long position at this zone here, basically just riding it all the way back up to this zone here and taking profit all the way along, depending on where these moving averages are going to be leveling out, right? So yeah, in terms of a percent for that potential position we could be looking at, if we do get down there, right, it's going to be around a still 2% coming through there. Hey, 2% is still 2%, and you know why we're here, guys. We're here to make money. It's as simple as that, right? But yeah, this is where we were earlier. We have come down probably around $500 from there. In terms of what's happening on the RSI now for the hourly, we've come back to that central sort of point, right? We've come back to that central sort of point, and we're seeing the divergence play out here. I would expect us to come down a little bit lower. Volume's still not there, really. We're still pretty flaccid on the old volume as well. So yeah, it's not looking so hot for Bitcoin right now, as I can see us coming down a bit lower and testing this 200 EMA. But that's why I was saying about that long. So that'd be a position here to watch out for here on the 1 hourly time frame. Let me jump to the midterm time frame coming through here. The midterm time frame, as you can see, we have got this this falling price channel, which we've been discussing, and we've been a part of for quite a while now, since the first sort of crypto crash that we saw coming through here. A lot of touches to the top side, a lot of touches to the bottom side in terms of level of support playing out here. Now, right now, we are trading in this range coming through here in terms of this symmetrical triangle that's been playing out for quite a while now. We're looking for a break to the top side or a break to the bottom side, and obviously we do need to reference, let me get rid of these moving averages for now, right? We do need to reference, that's the wrong thing. We do need to reference this downward sloping currently support line of this parallel channel that we've got coming through from that first insane crash off in terms of the price of Bitcoin, right? We can see the resistance playing off continuously along this zone, so we need to basically be very cautious. If we do lose this level of support here, we're likely to see resistance play out, right? And that's definitely going to have an effect on the price of Bitcoin, and definitely something for us to take into account when we're potentially looking at a nice potential short position coming out of this symmetrical triangle. Now, right now, if we're looking at a short position coming out of here, I would be doing a measure move, probably looking something along the lines of this. You have to excuse the yellow lines, it's not normally like that. Let's see if I can change that quickly. Why is that not working? Here we go, yeah, white, perfect. We back on white lines? Yeah, back on white lines. Brilliant stuff, right? Anyway, so yeah, we would be looking at some sort of measure move looking like so. We're going to go on the most recent downtrend coming through from the top side in terms of that level of resistance in terms of this symmetrical triangle, right? We're going to be looking at coming down from that zone. In terms of percent, coming down from that, obviously depending on where we're going to break along this symmetrical triangle here, and obviously if we do lose this downward sloping currently support line from that parallel channel, we could be looking at something in terms of a percent of around a 6.44%, something not too bad. It's a quite nice little swing trade there, and that is correlating pretty well with that we got another horizontal level of support coming through at around that 31,708 there. So yeah, that would be a crucial point to watch there If we do lose this 33,984, if we do lose that, then it's highly likely that we are going to see that progression to the downside here. And look, I've just seen, actually, if we do line that up pretty well, it is going to line up with that last sort of trap that we had coming through here, that last move to the downside here. So it is likely that we do see us fall down this zone, probably taking a nice chunk of profit at this higher low as well. And that's going to be sat around that 33,000 as well there. So definitely things to take into consideration here for the midterm here for Bitcoin. That's obviously on the speculation that we break to the downside. Let's talk about if we break to the upside here. And that's going to be doing all these hand movements, right? We're going to be looking at something along the lines of this. We're going to be looking at the most recent uptrend, right? So obviously we've got the level of support coming through here in terms of these sandwich wikis from Transformers coming through here. We're obviously going to see where we get to if we are going to break to the top side here. Let's go on the speculation that we break around this zone here. This is going to be the measurement we are going to be looking for. Obviously, guys, depending on where we're going to break, and that is lining up pretty perfectly with this horizontal level of resistance sat at around that 36,400. So yes, there is a nice little long position we could be looking for Bitcoin there, and that's going to be around a 3.85%. Granted, it's not a 6% there, but it's still a 3.85%. Still some good money to be made there, guys. Very juicy stuff indeed. So that would be something to look out for. Let's add some moving averages and let's see if we can get a better gauge of what's happening going through there. We do have this 200 EMA coming through here as well there, guys, so we do need to take that into consideration. If we do see that progression to the upside here, we're going to be looking at taking a pretty big chunk of profit at this zone here, just in case we do see Viva La Resistance play out from that zone there coming through. Just to be safe, taking profit at some of those moving averages coming through here. In terms of the other moving averages here on the 4-hourly time frame here, we are above all major moving averages coming through here. They are pretty coiled up here, so we are waiting for a move, right? We're waiting for a move. We know what happens when we see coiled up moving averages like so. We see some sort of move happen like that, right? So we do need to take into consideration that's on the cards, right? We're playing poker out here. It could be happening anytime soon. But first things first, in terms of waiting for this long position, I would be waiting to come out to get that resistance from some sort of zone, probably around this previous lower high point here, probably around here, and then coming down for that retest, entering on that retest, getting a nice tight stop loss. Obviously, these moving averages are going to come up as we're going there, getting a nice a nice tight stop loss here with those moving averages, and a nice entry coming through here. And it's basically, if it is going to be a nice trap coming through and we do reclaim this symmetrical triangle, then we know it's not going to be so bad in terms of a stop loss, right? It's going to be literally next to nothing, right? Very tight indeed. Probably not even 1%, right? Probably just about 1% stop loss. Whereas if we were aiming for the bigger juice there, we're going to be aiming for around that 3.5, well, near enough 4% there. So yeah, it's looking better in terms of risk reward for that long position for Bitcoin there on the midterm. Now let's jump to the long-term time frames here and see if we can get some sort of gauge of what is going on over there. The long-term time frame right now, we're on the daily. If you guys want to copy this on your chart, we've obviously got the bull market barrier coming through here. If we're blue, we're in a bull market. If we're red, we're in this sort of undecided bear market sort of scenario, right? We did actually fall off a cliff here. We dumped significantly. We found a nice level of support in this volume weighted ATR band, and we've tapped that a few times now. So that is going to be the absolute bottom that we are looking for Bitcoin here, and that's going to be correlating with the lower side of this falling parallel channel here, guys. So if we do lose this ascending triangle, which we've got playing out here on the daily time frame, we could be bringing us down in terms of a measure. We're probably looking at something along the lines of this, right? Obviously, depending on where we're going to break to the downside here, that's going to bring us down to around that 31,900. And then once we're at this zone here, there is potential for us losing these previous lower low candle body close zones, these lower low candle body close zones at 31,549. If we do lose that zone, guys, then it's likely that we are going to come down and test the lower side of this channel, right? And that's going to be sat around that 29,600. So yeah, be prepared for that if we do see significant progression to the downside. And we're still in this dirty downtrend. We're still in a downtrend, guys. Don't be flipping so bullish as soon as we get some sort of little pump. I've seen quite a lot of that on Twitter recently. But yeah, we're still in a downtrend. We're still in this falling price channel. It's not looking so hot. We're not really getting any amazing longs coming through here. We were looking for a nice long coming off this zone here, but unfortunately the retest wasn't great, and we did see a bit of a dump coming through, so we didn't actually enter there, which is fine, right? It's fine. There's plenty more trades in the sea, right? And this is obviously on speculation whether we jump to the downside here for this short position, and that's going to be around a 6.5% there. Interesting stuff. If we are going to be looking at progression to the upside here, first things first, I do want to be getting over the top side of this parallel channel that we've got coming through here. The top side of this parallel channel and that's going to be this trend line that we've got coming down here, right? This trend line we've got coming down here, and that's going to be, in terms of a live price, it's going to be around that 34,700 zone. If we can get above that, if we can come up, probably get resistance off the top side of this ascending triangle, come down, have that retest, potential for a long position to the upside from there. Obviously, we're going to be taking profit at this price action channel and also the top side of this ascending triangle as well. In terms of a measure move for that position there, we could be looking at something along the lines of this, and it does line up pretty well with in terms of correlating with the 200 EMA coming through here, and also we do have the 55 as well. So yeah, there's a few take profit points. We're going to be staggering them up if we can get a nice healthy retest coming through here. And guys, we need it. We need a nice move for Bitcoin to the upside. That's going to be very nice indeed. If we can get it. So yeah, it's definitely something to take into consideration, and that would be the measure move from that falling parallel channel that we've got coming through here since the first crypto crash. Now let's go on the basis that we're going to do a smaller measure move from this ascending triangle, right? A smaller measure move from this ascending triangle could be looking something along the lines of this, obviously going on the most recent trend in terms of a non-greedy measure move. We could do a really greedy measure move like a lot of the other traders out there do. For me, in crypto, they tend not to be as profitable, but we would be going, let me rephrase that one. Actually, that wasn't very good. Let me rephrase it. To the top side, it is going to be on the most recent move, the most recent trend to the upside. So the greedy measure move is the bigger trend to the upside from the start of the chart pattern, right? And that's going to bring us all the way up to that 41,350. And guys, if we get anywhere near that, we're going to be looking insanely bullish, because we're going to be challenging, we're going to be flirting with the idea of invalidating these lower high points here, right? Interesting stuff there. But yeah, I don't think we're going to have a greedy measure move anytime soon. I do see us having something potentially along the lines of this instead, right? Around a 4.7% gain there. For a measure move out of this ascending triangle. Now let's go on the basis that we're going to be doing a percent for this parallel channel measure move, right? And that's going to be around a 13.63% gain there for Bitcoin, which is going to be very, very good indeed. And obviously that is going to have a massive effect there on the altcoins there in terms of bringing the whole crypto market up together, right? So it's definitely a point to watch there for Bitcoin, right? Interesting stuff there. So yeah, let's get rid of that for now, and let's jump to the weekly, get a little gauge on what's happening on the weekly right now. We're still in this dirty downtrend, as I was saying. We've got the 55 moving average, which is holding up a nice level of respect. In terms of also the lower point that we've got coming through here, we got points out around that 30,477 in terms of a bounce point to think about as well. If we do see an imminent crash, as we were talking about on the smaller term timeframes on the lower side of this channel coming down here, right? Yeah, we would be looking at bounce points at around this 30k zone. As you can see, candle body closes coming through there. In terms of what's happening here on the daily RSI, I did want to talk about that quickly, right? The daily RSI, we do need to basically take into account, we've obviously got this downward sloping resistance line coming through here, which we're currently testing. If we can find support on that, it's going to be very good indeed in terms of progression to the upside. But let's be honest, it is looking like we're going to see that Viva La resistance play out, which is going to be very good for a nice short position, which we are currently looking for on the ascending triangle. That's going to be a Bitcoin update there, guys. Let me jump to the Bitcoin dominance, see what's going on here. Let's just have a little look. We are looking at this, and it is still a pretty big downtrend coming through, bringing a lot of the altcoins up. We're seeing altcoins performing pretty well today, I must say. Luna's doing very, very well indeed, I must say there. And we got Rune doing okay, and Dot as well. And BNB has made some significant gains. Made a nice monthly wage in my sleep last night trading that. Very, very good stuff. But yeah, so as you can see, Bitcoin dominance is still falling. The trend is still to the downside here. We're still waiting for that break to the upside or a break to the downside. We do have a volume weighted ATR band to think about as well here, guys. So if we do lose that, then it is likely that we are going to trend down even further, and that's obviously going to be bringing the altcoins up with it. So yeah, a few things to think about there in terms of the Bitcoin dominance coming through here, right? Yeah, definitely a point to reference there. Now let's jump to the fear and greed index. We were talking about this on this morning's stream, saying yesterday's fear was around 20, and that was predicted the day before, just because we did have a bit of quite a big sell-off coming through here for Bitcoin. I did say, look, we have had quite a big sell-off. I think the day before that, yeah, it was 29 the day before that, I do believe. And I said, look, because obviously this pump obviously up the greed coming through, but the fear came through after when we had that insane reversal coming through. So yeah, in terms of the fear and greed right now, it's still pretty low. We're not looking very good indeed. Yes, we are up from yesterday, which is good. But this is just because of this insane dump yesterday, right? But yeah, so at this point in time, it's looking pretty much like it's going to stay the same, really, because we've had not that much action, a bit of sideways stuff coming through since the start of the day. We did have a bit of a pump, but we've just validated that in a sense and just have this sideways action coming through. And I do think we are going to come down to the lower side for Bitcoin coming through there. So yeah, that would be something to definitely take into account in terms of predicting the fear and greed index for tomorrow. That's going to be a Bitcoin update, guys. Hopefully I've given you a good educational standpoint in the market there. I did enjoy myself. But yeah, that's going to be it from me, Crypto Chester. But yeah, I'll be back tomorrow morning with a nice early morning stream for you guys. Still got COVID, but getting back into the swing of things. So like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff if you did enjoy the stream. And I will see you all very shortly. Well, hopefully England win tonight. But yeah, hopefully I don't get too drunk. I shouldn't really drink with COVID. But yeah, anyway, forgotten how to do these outros because I haven't done these videos in so long. But yeah, anyway, I will be shooting off now, guys. But yeah, peace out and goodbye from Crypto Chester. And good luck with your trades out here. Peace out.